Hi guys, I had a request from a friend to do a walkthrough of this deck. This is Miss Cleo's Tarot Power Deck. And back in the 90s, she was really part of some controversy. She passed away, I guess, in 2016 of colon cancer. She was only 53 years old. But she was a spokeswoman for a pay-per-call service for psychics, and she had an infomercial for the Psychic Readers Network, and she often sent out unsolicited emails and say things like, "It's vital that you call me immediately." There was some controversy about Miss Cleo being born in Jamaica. She was not born in Jamaica, but she had this really cheesy Jamaican accent that she got in trouble for fraud and all kinds of things, but she was a character nonetheless. And this deck came out and is on Amazon for only just over $5. It has this little white book, which is, you know, you've seen one little white book, you've seen them all. They have card meanings in there. But my friend Giselle did want to see this deck, so I wanted to show it. Here are the card backs. And the card fronts. If I can get them to stand up here. Yeah, I remember this woman. I could still hear her voice in that Jamaican accent that wasn't even real. She was born in California, never lived in Jamaica. There's the Fool. Now you see, this is kind of an Egyptian themed deck. But it's, you know, it's a good deck. It's got there's the Empress. It's got good cardstock. It's not too thin, not too thick. So yeah, Cleo, she just, she was with that Psychic Readers Network, and they would get people, they would hire people to be what they called telephone actors. And they would get these people that would pretend to have that Jamaican accent and pretend to be Miss Cleo. Her voice was also the character Auntie Paulette in Grand Theft Auto Vice City in the video game. After she got in trouble for, well, not just her, but the Psychic Readers Network, you know, they had billed their victims, it's estimated over $1 billion worth of bogus readings. They paid $5 million fees to the Federal Trade Commission. But after she got in trouble doing all that and could no longer do her psychic thing, she was the face for a used car salesman in Florida, did television ads for him. And like I said, she passed away of colon cancer pretty young in 2016. And in 2018, she was featured in a true crime podcast called Swindled. She was also really tall. Miss Cleo was 6'1". It's pretty tall. But her name wasn't even Miss Cleo. It was, Cleo really didn't fit into her name at all. Her actual name was Yuri Del Harris. And although she said she was born in Jamaica, she was actually born in California. Doesn't come from Jamaican. I mean, her family wasn't Jamaican. So it's pretty clever. She had that accent, and, you know, at the time, I believed it. I don't know what Jamaicans sound like. You know, I'm not well enough to pick a false accent out of a lineup. But you can see this is got a lot of Rider-Waite-Smith stuff going on with it. It's really easy to read. And, you know, when I got this deck, I just got it because I thought it would be kind of fun to have. And, you know, it's kind of hard to pass up a $5 tarot deck. And this is the only deck that I have that is really got this Egyptian art. So if you guys, you know, are looking for a cheap deck, this is a good one. I got it because, you know, I figured it could be a study deck. I could write on it if I wanted to. I could, you know, take it camping with us, or, you know, if I go to the park or something and I don't want to risk my good cards getting, not that this isn't a good, not that they're not good cards, they are, but you know what I mean. So I wouldn't risk my other decks getting something spilled on them, or perhaps damaged, dirty. You know what I mean. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good little deck. For $5, you just can't, you can't not. You know what I mean? I mean, as I go through here, I'm sure that you're seeing that all the symbology, all of these things are just very much taken from Pamela Coleman Smith's art, and just kind of made Egyptian. Now that's an interesting Nine of Swords, isn't it? That's not how I see the Nine of Swords, so that is different. Ooh, he's getting his little ass kicked. There's the King of Swords. So yeah, guys, that's Miss Cleo's Tarot Power Deck. And like I said, on Amazon, it's like $5. So, you know, if you don't have it, might as well. Unless you're just really repulsed by Miss Cleo and all of her fraud and all of that. Which, you know, I think it's kind of funny. Not that she hurt anyone at all, but I think it's kind of a funny little deck to have. It's just kind of a conversation piece deck, if nothing else. So, there we have it, Miss Cleo. There you go, Giselle. Bye.